Dear students, this good afternoon. This is the second video of the series. And first video we will talk about references inside the text references. And now in this video we are going to talk about end references one by one. First of all, see outline. Here we'll talk about what's meant by end references, basic rules, books, articles, internet sources, and the sixth important thing is how to cite from magazines and newspapers inside the text and at the end. So this is part second where we are concerned just with the end references. So, all references or information sources cited in any written work, essays, reports, research papers, need to be listed in a reference list on a separate page at the end of your assignment, headed References or Reference List. The reference list provides all the details necessary for the person reading or marking assignment to locate and retrieve any information source cited. An accurate and properly constructed reference list provides credibility to the written work it accompanies. So it's that without verifying, we can't say either the work is genuine or it's forged one. Basic rules. There are certain rules that we're supposed to follow at the end references. First of all, the reference list is arranged in an alphabetical order of the author's last name. If there is more than one work by the same author, order them by publication date, oldest to newest. Therefore, 2004 publication would appear before a 2008 publication. If the author is same, writer is the same. But first of all, we are supposed to give the latest publication record and later the other one. If there is no author, the title moves to that position and the entry is alphabetized by the first significant word, excluding words such as functional word or if the title is long, it may be shortened when citing in text. Use an instead of and. So this sign is used for instead of writing complete and, just write this sign. So when listing multiple authors of a source, the first line of the reference list entry is left-handed justified, while all subsequent lines are consistently indented. This is how we people, it has a particular style. Examples are ahead. Some more basic rules are here. Capitalize only the first word of the title and of the subtitle. If there is one plus any proper names, only those words that would normally be capitalized according to punctuation, means name of any city, country, or person, it can be capitalized. Otherwise, just capitalize the first letter and the rest of the words, first letters, need not to be capitalized. And another important rule in case of book, definitely we'll study separately about books too. Italicize the title of the book, the title of the journal, serial, and the title of the web document. So these are the things that must be italicized. And do not create separate list for each type of information source, books, articles, web documents, brochures, etc. All are arranged alphabetically in one list. So there is no need to create separate for research papers, for books. You have to create just one page where books, articles, web documents, brochures, and from newspapers, magazines, everything will be there and references will be there. Another important thing is WH questions. Who, when, what, where. This information, this slide is very important to who wrote or edited it, author or editor. When was it written? Date. What is it? Title of the book, title of the article and serial journal, title of the web document, and where was it published? Place of publication, that's another important. Usually city and country, publisher's name, where as the article located, serial, journal, volume number, issue number, and page numbers of the article, where you located it in internet sources, URL. This is also important thing. So first of all, we know that according to APA6, who comes first, writer, editors, then its date, and then title of the book, and then where, place of publication, and finally who are the persons who published it. And next, books. In books, there can be two types of books: books by authors, books by editors. So, in both the cases, if a book is by author or editors, last name, surname appears first, followed by initials. For instance, blogs, comma, and initials J, full stop is there, bracket closes, and again full stop is there, and it's followed by year of publication, in brackets 2010, again full stop is there. Full title of the book, capitalize only the first word of the title and the subtitle, and if a proper name italicize the title, use a colon between the title and the subtitle. But keep one thing in mind: no need to capitalize each and everything, just first letter of the title. Include the edition number if applicable in brackets after the title subtitles. Third ed means edition. Keep in mind there is a difference between editors and edition. Revised edition, small ed is there. In case of editor, we write capital Ed. So place of publication, always include the city and two-letter state code when published inside. The USA are inside the country, and the city and country are published outside the USA. Fort Bragg, for instance, CA, or Auckland, New Zealand, Benalla, Australia, etc. If there are two or more places included in the source, then use the first one listed. Publisher's name, that's the important. No need to give such as co or company, publishers. No, just write includes books and press. OUP, sometimes we write CUP, we sometimes write Cambridge University Press, Oxford University Press. So when the author and the publishers are the same, use the word author as the same name of the publisher. Book. One author, place of publication. For instance, example is given: Collier, comma, then initial A capital, full stop, then year, brackets, within the bracket, and right after bracket, full stop, and then you can see the title of the book. Only first letter is capital. The World of Tourism and Travel, as the title and full stop is there, and then we can see where. City name, country name, Rosedale, New Zealand, and then it is separated with colon, and then we have the information of the publishers, Pearson Education, New Zealand. So similarly, you can see Stain, and then third one, same sort of information is given there. Note, always include the city and two-letter state code when published inside the USA, and the city and country if published outside the USA. Book, editor, authors, and sometimes chapters in editor book. For instance, here the editor is there. It's Espinol, comma, V initial, and ED stand for editor. E is capital, keep in mind, and small ed usually we write for addition. And then you can see the title of the book, that's in italic one, Clinical Procedures and Veterinary Nursing, and third edition, full stop, and then we have city, country separated with colon, and finally publishers, and after publishers we have full stop. And sometimes if we have a chapter, it has a little bit different sort of interpretation. Let's see the third one, Palmer F. The initial information is the same one, surname comes first, and after surname, comma is there, then initial F is there, full stop, 2007, full stop. And let's see the title of that chapter is not italicized, it's the same one, Treaty Principles and Maori Sport. That's the main title, and then subtitle, Contemporary Issues, C is capital, and treaties first main titles, first letter T is capital one, full stop, then in C colon, means in these editors information is given there one. So there you can see a little bit difference over here, dear students. So here we see first of all initials are there, and then surname is there, and similarly it's a bit reverse one, as you can see. Initials came first and surname came later. So this is how we can cite it. This is a point that must be noticed one, and then editors is there, eds, it's plural one, and if single editor is there, then no need to s there, full stop, and then after comma, and then the name of that book, it must be an italic one, as we can see, sport, And here you can see that country names are definitely capitalized and punctuations are the same one. And again, it's second edition, and after second edition, ed full stop then comma, and pages mean this chapter lie between these pages too. So the chapter starts and the page where it ends, 307 to 334. Bracket closes, full stop. So this is an important thing. Most of the time students just know simple process, but so far as how to cite chapter and book, this is a little bit different one. And then we have a city name South Melbourne, and separated with comma from the country, and then semicolon, and finally there is a publisher name and full stop is there. So this slide is very important and useful for the researchers. And serial or journal articles you can see. Now we move towards journals or serial articles. So here informations, certain things are the same one and certain are different one. Author's last name, surname first followed by initials, it's the same one as we follow in books. Year of publication is the same one, but here title is just capitalize only the first word of the title. But keep in mind the title of the article is not at all italicized. So see the focus, which word I'm going to focus here, dear students. Title of the article is not italicized and title of the book is italicized. So this is a sharp contrast over here. You have to keep it in your mind. So use a colon and then between the title and subtitle, and the other their punctuation is the same one. The titles, so main first titles first letter should be capital one, and subtitles first letter should be capital, and if there are certain proper names they must be capitals one, otherwise there is no need. And then title of the serial and journal, so this is the place that must be italicized in full, in italics. So this thing, title of the serial journal must be in italics. So this is the difference between book and journal. Volume number in italics. But one important thing is, if you are using volume 10, no need to write volume, the word volume with it. Just write 10 and it must be italicized one. But issue number is not italicized. It is that this is bracketed immediately after the volume number, but not italicized at all. Then we have month, season, or other designation of publication if there is no volume or issue number. So include all page numbers. That's very important. Most of the students do not include page numbers, but it's important. In case of direct quote, it's very important one. To include any digital object identifiers online if you are collecting matter, so DOI is important part. So let's see an example, an instance. Both instances I have given, print as well as online. In case of print, you can see Thompson, last name is surname is there, then initial is there. It's the same one as we see in book. And then the title of the article, but it is not italicized. However, article name is italicized, just like Koitaki, Nursing, New Zealand, 16. So up from Kai say from Kai to 16, that part is basically what we can say italicized part. But 7, that is issue number, 16 is volume number. The part that is italicized, 16 is volume, and 7 is issue number, but it's not italicized. It will be written simply. And then we have 26, page number whatsoever. Similarly, you can see certain other examples too given below. You can see, and in case of the third one, Marshall, comma, M full stop, comma, Carter, comma, B, comma, Rose, K, and similarly 2009, living with type 1 databases perceptions. That's the title of the article. That's why it's not italicized, but first letter are italicized. Living, L is italicized. Subtitle P, perceptions, first letter is P, it's been italicized. But journal up to volume number, Journal of Clinical Nursing to 18, that part is italicized, and again 12 not at all italicized. And later we have page numbers, and retrieved from online we got it. That information is also very important. We are supposed to give it. So if there are serial journal more than one author or online, so you can also give them it's the same one. The 6th edition of the APA manual emphasizes the use of DOI, digital object identifiers. Many publishers, databases, and online journals use DOIs. They are alphanumeric codes that usually appear on the first page of the article. Copy of the DOI, that's very important one. If you are giving it online, that information should be given one. And sometimes, dear students, we have talked to main things, and now we talk about internet sources where possible include similar information in the same order as you would for other type of information and other sources: who, when, what, and then add the electronic retrieval information required for people to locate the material you cited where. So again, authors are documents of information, individual, organization, corporate author, date of publication. If no date is given, then just use ND. Title of the document, a web page in italics. It's the same one as we use in book. Complete and correct web address URL is very important. So here you can see an example. Author is not there, just title is there, pet therapy. It's in italics one, full stop, and it is, and after that, ND stand for no date and retrieved from must be given there. Internet organizations and corporations can also be cited, Ministry of Health, and then the title of that document, it must be an italicized form and retrieved form. That's so simple one. But if this information comes again, then instead of writing Ministry of Health, just you can write MOH then 2014. So this is similarly SPCA New Zealand. This is how we can give it. Your dog may be dying from, that is in italic one, and then its press release retrieved from, and this is how we can give it inside SPCA New Zealand 2011. So sometimes we are supposed to give conferences, papers, proceedings. So they are also a part of, we can say, we people use it. So just like Williams J and Seri K, 2000, bridging the divide, scaffolding the learning experiences of the mature age. So it means your paper, it no need to italicize it, and again it's in editors is there, so that's why here the case is reversed. Initial comes first, and then it's just like chapter we people how to add their one. They are the editors one, and then that book or that documents first title will be italic ones, and later we can say proceedings of the 9th conferences of New Zealand. Like that one, page numbers must be mentioned there, full stop. Page number should be in commas one, and then Wellington city, country must be mentioned there one. And this is how we can give inside the text Williams and Seri 2010. So similarly, another information, if you have got it online, then apart with this information, you will add that the information has been retrieved from the following link. And this is how we can McCall, Care, Abbott, and Waite and Taylor, how we can give information inside the text. Dictionaries, print and online. Sometimes definitely we use dictionaries one. So little bit differences are there. Dictionary name should be in italicized. Other information is the same one. You can see Wellers, BF, they are the surname and then initials. They are the editors, year, and dictionary name is given there one, and for nurses and health workers 25th. And then Edinburgh, it's separated from country, Scotland, colon is there, and then finally company, publishers elsewhere is there. So it can be given online too. So in online you can also quote this one, Cambridge Dictionaries online, retrieved from this, and inside the text you will just write Cambridge Dictionaries online, comma 2011. Magazines and newspaper article, that's another important thing that we need to put there. So white, it's the same one as we give in book, but there is a difference here. Year comes first and month will come later, 2011 and then October, and then we have the title of that. Simply we can give without making it italicized, and then we can write its serial number and pages numbers like that, volume number. So this is how we can give it inside the text NG 2011. And similarly online can also be there, Matthews L 2011 November 13. So this is how to put it, the date over there one. And food banks are public to give generously, full stop, and then we have the name of that newspaper in italics, and then page number is there. So in this way, and in the inside the text we will give it Little Blue Penguins 2012, and retrieved from can be given if you collecting matter online. So thesis are also important part that we people consult in one way or other, so it has the same way, but here you are, it can be PhD thesis, master thesis, M.Phil thesis. So surname comes first, comma, initial 2013, it's the same one. Thesis title must be in italicized, and in brackets it must be mentioned it's PhD or M.Phil or master thesis. And then university name. After university name, we will write the school, department, whatsoever is there, school of design. And then we have the city name, and finally country name is there, full stop is there. There is no need of publishers over here. Mostly if it is within certain department, we must acknowledge that one. Similarly, if it's PhD thesis, it must be mentioned over there one. The other the title of the thesis is an italicized, PhD thesis is there, doctoral dissertation is there, and then University of New South Wales, Sydney, and then Australia, retrieved from that all we people.